last drive when it came out on the 11.
Yeah. I remember looking at the clock and there was a little over 7 minutes left. And obviously knowing that, hey, we're down by 4, we got to go down and get a touchdown and win this thing. So here goes. And it was just methodical, one play at a time. Make a good mix of pass and run, getting everybody the ball. Had to convert some pretty critical third downs, which we did. Some were long yardage, some were short yardage. But all in all, I thought it was just a very effective drive, one which we had all the confidence in the world we were going to go down and score and take the lead. And obviously, you're trying to manage the clock because you'd like to be able to score and give them as little time as possible. Sure enough, we scored with 50 seconds left. And defense did a great job coming out, stopping them, and winning the game.
Drew, that catch Jimmy Graham made when he got hit on third down, is that almost one of the best plays he's made here, even though it wasn't one of the acrobatic ones, just knowing that he held into it?
Yeah, he's a big body, so you can, a lot of times defenders have to come through him in order to get to the ball, and so if they hit him early, it's PI, but if they try to time it up still, it's a big body, so that's what tight ends are for, is to put it on them, and you just hope that they're strong enough and have the wherewithal to understand, hey, you're going to get hit, just secure the football, and keep rolling. And he did a great job.
You guys obviously spread it around so much, and it's one of the things that makes you guys special. But is he as close as you've had to a go-to guy, or at least for this stretch that you've had in this offense?
I feel like we have a lot of go-to guys. I don't feel like there's one guy in particular now. Typically, the tight end, you'll get favorable matchups because, hey, it's a safety covering or it's a linebacker. In some cases, they have DBs covering him. But then who's going to cover Sproles? And who's going to cover Lance? And, Devery, Meacham, Marcus. I mean, we only have so many DBs on the field at a time. And, I feel like with our personnel and the way we do formations and personnel groups and everything else, and I feel like we really try to dictate to the defense the tempo of the game and obviously spread it around enough to where you can't just key on one guy because we have the ability to spread it out. And everybody knows going into a game, hey, this might be my day to have 10 catches for 100+ yard, a couple touchdowns. I might be the one getting the matchup today, but you never know.
Hey, Drew, Pierre said he made some mistakes early in the game, but in that last drive, was that the Pierre you knew from?
Yeah, he's a gamer. He's a ball player. I feel like we have a lot of those types of guys. But Pierre, he made a great catch on that screen play after the D-liner kind of yanked him and knocked him off balance a little bit, but still he was able to kind of grip that ball with one hand, bring it down, and that was obviously a big play because that got us a first down, 15+ yard gain. Really kind of kept the momentum going for us in that last drive, and obviously the touchdown play was great execution all the way around.
You did a great job climbing the pocket, didn't you, in that final drive? Stepping up, you made some big plays by stepping up in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's times, as far as pocket movement goes, where you're just trying to find a lane where you get vision, or you can press the defense a little bit. A couple of those were third down where you're stepping up, and now you're a threat to run, to, I think you stress them a little bit. We were able to get some big conversions that way, but really, I think our guys up front did a great job. It was a physical game up front, both in the run game and in the pass game. Felt like we mixed it up well, but obviously there are those times where hey, they're going to run around you. You got to step up and make a play.
When you step into the huddle for a final drive like that, what kind of attitude do you bring with you, or especially for a veteran team like you do this out?
Yeah, calm, cool, collected. Hey, we've been here many times before, which we have, and let's go be us. Let's go do what we do. Nothing spectacular, but just methodical. And hey, if we end up getting a big play that scores one from 50 yards out, then great. But we're ready to march it down and convert some critical third downs and spread the ball around. And everybody knows their opportunities are going to come.
You didn't play against Jeremy today, but when you guys were on the field and kept yelling with the Panther defense, he thought he knew what you guys were going to do. Let's talk about the emotions of this game and seeing them on the other side.
First of all, that's vintage shot. I was picturing him all week going into the defensive coaches and saying, this is what they do, this is their signals, these are their snap count and all this other stuff. But that's pretty funny. Now, obviously emotions are high just because, hey, this is a divisional game. These games are extra important, especially on the road and find a way to win, especially against a team like this who, hey, their record may be 1-4, but they're a lot better team than that. Every one of their losses has been by, I believe, 3 points or less. And they've been in every game until the end. They've got some big-time playmakers on offense, as you can see today. They made all kinds of big plays. Defensively, statistically, there's some areas where they're the best in the league, top 5. So we knew the type of game this was going to be. It was going to be an all-day sucker, and we knew every phase of the game, offense, defense, special teams, was going to have to come up with some plays. Defense did that early on with the interception. Offensively, to go down at the end of the game, score a touchdown when they were needed, and then special teams just to do their job. I feel like we can walk away from this saying, man, this was a complete, total team.
How much do you think Cam just changed the Panthers?
Cam?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, he's as exciting a player as there is in the NFL with his ability to make plays with his arm and his legs. He's a young talent who you just see as the sky's the limit. He's got an extremely good group of guys around him. I think that offensive line is one of the better lines in the league. He's got 2 of the better backs as far as a tandem running attack. And then, you look at their 2 tight ends, you look at some of their wide receiver weapons, and they have some explosive weapons. I think they were averaging 10 big plays a game, which is, that's unheard of. So they have the ability to be exciting. Obviously, he's in what seems to be a pretty good situation.
Did you get a chance to talk to him?
You never say this of yourself, but isn't this where great quarterbacks make their reputation, leading the team down like you did under those circumstances? Doesn't that separate good quarterbacks from weak ones?
I just look at it as doing my job. Obviously, the team, without putting too much pressure on yourself, hey, the team's always counting on you, but man, they're counting on you in those situations to make the right decisions, to throw it to the right guys, to be accurate, to make plays, to make something happen when maybe the play breaks down, things don't go quite like you expected. Hey, all of a sudden you get stuck in a 3rd down and long. I mean, that's my job, and I got a ton of confidence in the guys around me, and that helps. I mean, that's what allows me to be the player I am, and the player that I aspire to be is because I know I've got guys around me that are special players, and they're fun to play with, and I want to win for them.